Toby.
Welcome to today's live stream. I hope you are feeling well. We are back, we are here, we are with you. It's Easter, everyone. I hope you are having a super duper Easter today. We are back with you and I hope you are feeling good. Today we are here with you on, it's not a great day, I will be honest. The weather is a little gloomy. We have a little bit of sunshine and then it goes away. I don't know where, but please, sunshine, come back and we will be very happy. You can see behind us the garden. That is the back garden live. So anything could happen behind us over the next few moments. This is a short live stream. I will say this straight away. Very short because, well, various things are happening. For those who know, it is my mum's funeral on Wednesday. We are preparing for that. Not the most happiest of times, I will be honest with you. And we are just dealing with all of that. And if you have been in that situation, you will know how it feels. Anyway, on to today. Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Duncan and...
Mr. Steve. Oh, I've been waiting to say hello, Mr. Duncan, during your monologue.
Were you holding it in?
A monologue. That's when somebody just talks for themselves for a period of time. Mono is one, isn't it, I think? Yes. There we go. We're teaching already. Doesn't take long.
So one person is speaking, and quite often it's a speech, or maybe they are telling a short story. We often describe it as a monologue. One person speaking for a period of time.
But welcome. Can I add my welcome to all of you across the world? Such lovely messages coming up on the live chat. Happy Easter, people are saying.
It is Easter.
Yes, so thank you for your greetings, and I wish you happy Easter in return if you are celebrating that in whatever form that you may wish to do so.
So even if you are not celebrating Easter, you are welcome to join us. Can I just say, first of all, one of the things that we traditionally do at this time of year, besides, well, some people go to church, some people become very religious suddenly, and they attend all sorts of services. The other thing that people do is eat lots and lots of chocolate.
Oh, yes.
But this year, unfortunately, because I am in the process of losing some weight, I have lost another 2 pounds this week. So I have to be careful. I don't want to lose too much weight because it's not good for you. So because I am dieting, I'm having to eat less junk. So we don't actually have an Easter egg.
For the first time ever, I
so.
think in my entire life, and certainly in the 30-odd years we've been together.
Yeah, they certainly have been odd.
Normally we buy an egg each and consume it. This year, nothing. No eggs at all, although it would be unfair to say that we've had no chocolate. We have had a little bit.
Yes.
From my sister who visited yesterday with her husband.
We had some biscuits.
We had some biscuits, but we've also been given some little sort of chocolates, haven't we?
Let's have a look.
Oh, do you want to have a look? Right.
So let's look at the chocolates.
So these are from my sister, who we had a nice day yesterday.
Yes, they came over.
I think on balance, it was all right, wasn't it?
Yes. Why wouldn't it be?
I'm only joking.
It was a good day. We had a lovely meal and a nice Easter celebration, I suppose you would call it.
Yes, we went out for a meal. We had a nice time. The weather was nice. You do that, Mr. Duncan, because technically you're better with that sort of thing.
Look at that. Some little chocolates.
Yes.
So all of these have either an Easter theme or a spring theme. Flowers, egg, rabbit, another rabbit, an egg, and another flower.
A tulip.
So, can I say thank you, Janice, for your lovely, lovely gift? And we won't be eating these now because we often get complaints from people saying
they're different flavours, Mr. Duncan.
Are they? Even better.
Yes, one is praline.
Yes.
One is caramel ganache.
Okay.
Mint. You'll like that one.
Yes, definitely like the mint.
Raspberry, orange, and milk.
I think I will have the mint one and the orange. Everyone has their favourite flavour of anything. So my favourite flavour of chocolate has to be mint and also orange. I love anything that's flavoured with orange or mint, and I go crazy over it.
Go crazy, and I like 85% cocoa dark chocolate because you can just have a couple of squares of that a day. Because chocolate's supposed to be good for you, isn't it? In small quantities, it's supposed to be full of sort of, I don't know, antioxidants and all sorts of things that are supposed to be good for you. And dark chocolate is a good way of getting those benefits without having all the calories, because you can have less of it. My mother used to like dark chocolate. It was her favourite. We used to buy her Black Magic.
So we are doing very well this year without too much chocolate. So we have this that Mr. Steve's sister gave to us yesterday, and that is all we are going to have. No more chocolate.
No.
Just that. Very unusual. I can't remember us ever ever not having an Easter egg at Easter.
I must admit, I'm disappointed because I don't have to lose weight. I'm not boasting, but I would. But then it's not very healthy. Bad for your cholesterol, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Small quantities. When you get older, you don't want to be eating. We used to imagine how much we used to consume, Mr. Duncan.
Well, I did as a child. I used to binge.
It's frightening to think.
I used to actually binge, which means you do something. Well, you do something too much. I used to love it. Going over to the shops near my mum, and we would. Well, I would go in there and I would basically buy half of the shop, and go back home and then eat all of it at once. But the strange thing was back then I did not get fat. I didn't put any weight on. So,
because you were running around everywhere on your bike, being very active. You were growing as well.
How do you run on a bike?
Well, I didn't mean run on the bike. Separate activity. Beatrice likes mint chocolate as well.
Oh,
so,
mint.
We might find some of that in...
Anyway, let's not jump ahead.
Yes, all right. I'm just saying,
Can I say hello to the live chat? Who was first on today's live chat?
Oh,
talking of which, isn't that strange? Congratulations, Beatrice. You are first today. You are top of the class.
Not that it's a competition.
It's not a competition, but it is. So whoever is first, you are now officially the best person in the world.
It's just a little bit of fun that we have on a Sunday.
Just a little bit of fun, but you are amazing if you are first on the live chat. And the rest of your week, you can walk around and tell all your friends you were first on Mr. Duncan's live stream.
You're the winner. Well, in a way, you're all winners for being here, but in a more accurate way. Beatrice is the winner.
Yes.
And we're joking.
And
we're
all
joking.
the rest are just in the dust.
No, not at all. Not at all. Vitas sent me a little message today.
Oh, okay.
Yes, wishing me happy Easter. So thanks for that. And he's wishing happy Easter to everybody on there. What are you doing for Easter? Will you let us know? What are you doing? If you are in a country that celebrates Easter, let us know what you're doing today.
Yes.
Are you with family and friends? Are you just having a day by yourself, stuffing your face with chocolate? What are you doing? We know what Claudia's doing.
Oh, okay. Yes.
She's frying onions.
Oh, onions in the kitchen.
Yes.
Very interesting. See, I'm intrigued because you can use onions in so many different types of food, from very basic food to complex food with lots of ingredients. So I'm now interested to find out what Claudia is making, what is cooking in your kitchen today. Please let us know. By the way, last week we had so much. I don't think we've ever had such a big response to something we've shown on the live chat than Mr. Steve's bread maker. Last Sunday, we talked about it, and everyone has gone absolutely crazy about your bread maker. And lots of comments. First of all, quite a few of you said, Mr. Duncan, you should not have a bread maker because then you will be tempted to eat lots of bread and you won't lose weight. I have a lot of self-control at the moment. Also, a lot of people suggested that you try to make some wholemeal bread, which you can.
So that I'm going to do tomorrow. Now, I nearly made a wholemeal loaf yesterday, or was it the day before?
I don't know.
The only reason I didn't is because it takes a lot longer to bake.
Yes.
It takes 5 hours, and you need to be there when it's finished. It's something I've discovered with these bread makers. You can't just go out and leave it and come back. You've got to be there when it finishes. Because you need to take it out of its tin, otherwise I think it goes a bit funny.
Okay.
And we hadn't got time to bake a wholemeal loaf. It takes 5 hours. A white loaf only takes 4 hours.
Yes.
So I'm going to attempt that tomorrow, Mr. Duncan.
So you don't have to stay by the machine. It will do it all for you, but you do have to be nearby when it finishes. So Steve is going to try and make some wholemeal bread. We also had a lot of people asking about gluten-free.
Gluten-free.
You can. You can make gluten-free bread in the bread maker. You can make all sorts of fancy bread. You can make raisin bread with lots of little pieces of fruit inside. I have to say, I think we will be spending a lot of time having fun and experimenting with Mr. Steve's new bread maker.
I tell you something, I will not be making gluten-free bread.
No.
Sorry to all those of you out there who can't tolerate the gluten in bread.
I can't stand intolerance. You should be more tolerant.
Yes, I know. The poor old gluten, it gets a very bad rap.
What has gluten done that's made you so intolerant towards it? Gluten. I don't remember gluten ever starting any wars or offending anyone. So I think there's a lot of unfairness at the moment to gluten.
It's very bad publicity.
A lot of gluten intolerance going around.
I know. You should be, yeah. Yes, so no, we won't be doing that because, well, we discussed that last week, but we're not fans. Anyway, we don't need to. No. You can't beat a bit of gluten in your bread. It makes it all nice and lovely, and just how bread is supposed to be like, the lovely smell. It's protein, gluten, isn't it? I think it's protein.
It is.
Yes, everyone's on today. Talking of Easter, Mr. Duncan. Oh, bread, yes, natural yeast. Ah, yes, okay. Rosa says.
What?
Homemade bread with natural yeast. Well, what's that bread that you like? The sourdough bread?
Yes, sourdough is one that I want to try because it's supposed to be more healthy because everything inside ferments. That's the problem with, can I just say, most bread that you buy at the supermarket is absolutely rubbish because they don't give it time to ferment. They don't give the yeast enough time. But with sourdough bread, you do, and apparently it's more healthy for you, so we can make that as well. Although there is a downside.
What's that?
Well, it takes ages to make.
Yeah, you've got to it uses special yeast. Well, it's supposed to use natural yeast from the air, and things like that. So I think you're supposed to sort of ferment something. I don't know all the details. No. You're supposed to do something with yogurt and ferment it, and then you pour that into the bread maker or something like that. But
we also had a message from Mika, who also said, "Have lots of fun with your bread maker. You will have a great time."
I just sit there with a magazine while it's cooking for the whole 4 hours. Francesca says, "Can you bring the bread maker with you to Paris?" Well, I think it would be.
Well, you don't need to. Paris is well known for its boulangerie.
No, I want to get my hands on a nice large French baguette.
Do you like that? I actually knew the word there, boulangerie, a cake shop. See?
You can't beat a bit of French bread.
Yes.
I know, that lovely, freshly baked French bread.
I'm hoping to have a French loaf or a French stick. We'll see what happens.
I already made that joke, Mr. Duncan.
Well, I made it again.
Yes, I know. You can get large 12-inch ones over there, Mr. Duncan. I've seen them going around on their bicycles with them.
They're big, and I'm not sure what to wear. I still haven't decided. By the way, if you're wondering what we're talking about, there is a big meetup taking place in what remains of Paris, once most of it has been burnt down. But we will be meeting up in early June. We have a big list of people. I am going to create what's it called? I've got it in a minute. WhatsApp. That's it. My brain isn't working.
We'll get Wednesday out of the way, and then we will focus on.
Okay, Steve.
The trip.
We've got a WhatsApp group that I will be forming. I will be creating it. So all those who are interested, I've got your details. So don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. I just have one or two personal things that we are dealing with at the moment. But yes, it's still going ahead. And we are at the moment looking at our itinerary, our arrangements. So we are slowly putting things together here. So I think after next week, I think everything will be getting back to normal, hopefully.
We all want to taste the bread, says Francesca. Yes, unfortunately, it may push us over our luggage allowance. If we they're quite big and heavy, these bread makers. So.
I thought you were talking about your loaves.
Well, those as well. I must say, Francesca, it's very nice, the bread, but it's not, if you've ever made bread yourself at home, You've spent hours sort of kneading it and then letting it rise and kneading it again and putting it in the oven. I would say it's not quite as nice as that, but a lot better than bought bread from the shops.
Yes.
So, but then I might have a slightly distorted memory from my childhood when I used to make bread. But
yes, I think oven-made bread is probably better. You get a nicer crust on the outside.
It's good.
But it's good. It's good. Anyway, we are having some fun. It's the only fun we're getting these days, to be honest. Steve has something to show you.
I do. A lovely card. Now, there we go. Here's a nice Easter card.
Isn't that great?
Am I presenting that to
That's
your satisfaction?
You're doing a
Mr.
very
Duncan?
good job there, Steve. It's got a couple of lambs.
A couple of lambs, because of course Easter is associated with lambs, at least here, because all the lambs are being born at the moment, and they don't eat Easter eggs. But it's a nice little. This is from my sister. It's the only one we've had this year.
It's lovely.
But,
I also can't believe it because that's green. I can't believe it's actually showing on the screen as normal. It shouldn't be.
You've done something magic with the technology, Mr. Duncan.
I must have. So isn't that lovely? So at this time of year, there are two things that people often think about at this time of year. One, of course, lambs, because lots of lambs are coming out, but also at this time of year, because all of the animals start to get a little amorous.
Frisky.
We also think of another animal, and that is the rabbit. I'm drinking water. It is Easter. Happy Easter to you. If you celebrate Easter, maybe you are not, because we have had a lot of religious festivals recently. I think we had Passover in the Jewish religion, the Jewish festival calendar, and I think there was Eid as well, wasn't there?
I'm not sure when that was.
With Islam as well. I think that was around the same time last week. And we have Easter today. But, surprisingly, very surprised, no Easter eggs. Because I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight because I want to live a little bit longer. That would be nice, really, wouldn't it?
But we've got these lovely chocolates from my sister.
Yes.
And I've got some dark. I'm going to miss the Easter egg. I'm going to miss it, Mr. Duncan. I like smashing it open and sitting there watching some mindless television programme while we consume about 1,000 calories each.
Well, if you want to watch something mindless, you've probably found it now. This, you see. So you're in the right place.
Talking of lambs, we went out for this meal yesterday. Now, my sister isn't vegetarian.
No.
But
can I just say, your sister's taste in food is very interesting because...
Well, I was about to get onto that before you cut me off.
No, that's it. It caught my eye yesterday as well. So your sister has a very interesting way of looking at food and animals. Sorry, carry on.
No, I was just saying... she's not vegetarian, but she doesn't like to eat lamb meat. But yesterday, the menu, because we are obviously in Shropshire and there's lots of lambs, when you go to restaurants around here, lamb is always on the menu because, you can just sort of pick one up from a field on the way into work. And there must have been about 4 lamb dishes on this menu yesterday. You had one, didn't you?
I had the shoulder of lamb.
Are you a person that will not eat animals that you like?
Yes, but I suppose it depends which animal. I mean, if you like cats and dogs, there's a pretty good chance you are not eating cats or dogs.
So if you look at, you see, it's strange, isn't it? You look at this lovely picture of this lamb, and then you go to a restaurant and you order a lamb shank or a shoulder of a. You go to we go outside, and Mr. Duncan's shown those lovely videos of the cows that we have at the back here during the summer. And you think, oh, aren't they lovely cows? And blah, blah. We go and feed them. We say hello to them. Then you go to a restaurant and order a steak. Or we have mince. It's very strange, isn't it, how you can shut that off in your brain. I think it's because what you get on your plate doesn't resemble what you see in the field.
No.
And so you don't feel as guilty. You don't associate that with that creature that was alive.
If my meal yesterday came and it was the head of the lamb staring at me on the plate, I probably wouldn't be so keen.
See, I always get put off by fish. If you go to a restaurant and you order fish and it comes and they've left the head on with the eyes.
Chinese style.
That's why I don't like sort of prawns and things like that, because you can, you're eating the whole creature, aren't you? It's too obvious you're eating a living creature. But then there was a report, wasn't there, Mr. Duncan?
What's that?
Is bad news for vegetarians, that scientists now think that plants can sort of feel pain. I know it sounds ludicrous, but there's been a few reports about this, about plants having feelings and being able to feel pain if you cut off. I mean, this sounds like torture. You couldn't do this to animals now. They're getting plants in a lab, and then they're sort of chopping off branches and seeing how the plant reacts. They're sort of. Well, didn't we say that?
I don't know.
They give off a noise when you chop a leaf off or a branch. There's a noise. It's like they're crying. There's what they're describing it as. So I mean, what if this is true? If this actually becomes true, that it turns out that plants can feel pain, then we'll all starve to death, won't we?
Yes, I'm pretty sure that plants don't feel pain.
I'm pretty sure they don't.
First of all, they don't have a nervous system. They don't have a central nervous system, and they don't have a brain, to be honest with you. I've never seen any plants that have brains. There are some plants, of course, that are more intelligent than human beings, but that's a different story for a different day. Talking of lambs, do you remember a couple of years ago, Steve, we actually had some lambs at the back of the house, and one of the lambs used to come through into our garden, and it would eat some of our grass, and then it would go back. There it is. So this is from a couple of years ago. And there was one lamb every day. It would come into our garden, didn't it?
It did. And there it is.
Yes, it would sneak under the fence. It would eat some of our grass, and then it would go back. It would actually go back into the field, and we discovered it was doing it every single day. Very strange. So if we keep watching, you will see in a moment, it will eventually go round and come back. Can we wait that long? Probably not. Look, isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? Oh, there it goes.
We should have kept it, Mr. Duncan. We should have kept it, let it grow, and see if the farmer actually noticed.
That's incredible, isn't it?
I know.
That's incredible. I didn't even realise that lambs did that. So there it is. There is something for Easter.
They're always escaping. We sometimes drive along the roads, and they find little gaps in fences, don't they, in the hedges, and they escape onto the roads and things like that. I think they're just inquisitive, whereas a cow, if a cow comes across a fence, it's like a force field to it. It doesn't even bother to try. It somehow thinks it can't go any further.
No. But lambs and sheep, we often get them escaping around here as well on the road. And so we're never surprised if we're driving around this area and then suddenly there's maybe a couple of sheep coming towards the car. So it's not an unusual thing when you're living in the countryside. I'm quite enjoying the Easter feeling, I have to be honest, even though sadly there are no Easter eggs, unfortunately for us. But what about you? Are you having something? Maybe you celebrate Easter in a different way. Some people go to great lengths to commemorate Easter or to give some sort of reverence to the season of Easter. In some countries, they will actually go to the point where they will recreate the crucifixion of Jesus.
Yes.
And quite often you will have at least one person, or maybe 2 or 3 people. They will actually allow themselves to be crucified for real. The nails go through their hands and their feet, and they are really actually crucified. So there are 1 or 2 countries. I think it's more of the Orthodox Christians that do this, and they take everything very seriously to the point where they recreate the actual event itself, which I find incredible. I don't know what happens before then. Maybe they take some painkillers or something, but it doesn't sound good.
Well, we use the word crucified, don't we, quite liberally to describe something bad that will happen to you if you do something. Oh, you often say, oh, God, they'll crucify me if I do that. It's often used as a sort of a slang, isn't it? Almost.
Yes. It's figurative.
Figurative. We use that word.
You're not actually going to be strung up on a cross.
The implication is that something very bad will happen to you if you do something.
Some sort of punishment.
Yes, it's like a punishment. It could be just with friends, or you might do something at a party, or you might do something bad or something inappropriate, and somebody might say, well, crucify you for that, or you might say, oh, if I do that, I'll be crucified at work.
Well, we often describe people now on social media who are being maybe criticised or attacked. We often describe them as being crucified by other people on social media because they've said something that lots of other people don't agree with. So it does happen. It can happen. It's often used as a figure of speech. Did you like that? I think you did. I think you did like that. I like that.
You know, this trip to Paris, does everyone know the dates?
Well, everyone who's coming knows the dates, yes.
Yes.
Don't worry about that, Steve.
No, I know. There's been a... Tomek, you should have had an email from Duncan about that.
Yes,
but anyway,
Tom,
we won't mention it online.
I've told Tomek when it is.
We won't...
If anyone has been in touch through email, I have replied with the dates. But I'm going to also create a WhatsApp group. So that is going to happen over the next couple of weeks. I just want to get my mum's funeral done next week. So once that is done, it's not the greatest moment of my life, and it's a little hard to deal with. So I'm going to get back to the trip to France after next week. We will see what happens.
But everyone should know the dates.
Yes.
Who are coming. Right,
yes,
that's fine.
I've told everyone what the dates are.
Not that we want it published here. Please don't do that.
No.
But,
no.
Anyway, we'll send you another email.
Yes. Well, everyone who's taking part knows what the situation is.
Fine.
Because I've sent emails.
Good. Well,
That's why we're not talking about it here.
Check your emails, Tomek.
Yes.
And if you can't find it, we'll send you another one. Just let us know. Right, on to something else.
Okay, Steve. Oh, okay.
How about the weather? We've talked about the weather.
Well, there, Steve, I've got something else to say. Dear me. I was going to say about the Paris trip. We have 1 or 2 bookings already, people who have booked their flights, and they are definitely coming. So we are going to be looking next weekend. We're going to look at some plans. We're going to make some arrangements for getting there and coming back, and over those actual dates. So it is the beginning of June, near the early period of June. I think it's safe to say that. And it will be somewhere in Paris where we're meeting. So if you are interested, and maybe you don't know about this, but we are having a little get-together, meeting up, and there is the address. Write to me, and I need some contact details. And then once you're in the circle, which is getting ever larger by the week, I think we have about 10 people.
And we don't know if people are bringing partners or not.
No.
We're going to have to book a conference room the way this is going.
Well, we won't be going in. We won't be meeting in a place because that's just. We'd have to hire a hall. I don't think we've got the funds for that, to be honest.
Oh,
I mean,
we'll chip in.
We're actually hitchhiking. We're hitchhiking to Paris, so we're going to stand by the tunnel under the English Channel, and we're going to do this to try and hitchhike. If we can't do that, we will get a little boat and we will row across the English Channel. So there are a lot of people coming from France to Britain at the moment on little dinghies. We might be doing the opposite. So they might actually be coming here, and then they will see us going by, floating the other way.
We'll just pinch one of the boats and go back the other way.
Yes.
And see if the French treat us with as much compassion as we are treating the people that are coming here.
Oh, okay then. That's good, Steve.
No, I'm just saying. Let's see if we get treated in the same compassionate way.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably not. It's particularly when they see it's us two.
Yes.
We'll get another. I don't know how you missed that, Tomek. We'll get an email to you.
Yeah. I have definitely given the dates. No exact date. Oh, okay then. I will send you the exact dates then.
Fine.
Okay. I will try to sort myself out this week. Oh, people! Yes, during the Easter festival in South Italy, some people use objects to punish themselves. Oh. They flay their bodies. I've seen this quite a few times with people. Some use chains, and they will whip the back. They whip their back as they walk along the street, or other things. They will cause some sort of pain to themselves as a way of showing penance.
Isn't it called self-flagellation or something like that? You flagellate yourself, I think is the word.
Well, I'm not sure if I've ever tried that.
Yes. Well, yes, as if life isn't painful enough without having to inflict pain upon yourself. Yeah. But some people find this useful. So, yeah, if that's what you want to do, then fine.
Yes. If you want to whip yourself or maybe get somebody else to whip you, it's a big world out there.
Well, some people say you don't get into heaven without suffering, do you?
Well, we're definitely suffering.
Was that Mother Teresa who firmly believed in that doctrine that you have to suffer before you get into heaven?
Yeah, she was quite. She wasn't exactly as nice as people make her out to be.
And the more you suffer, the greater will be your reward in the afterlife. I think is
anyway
the way some people look upon this.
This might not be a good thing to say on a Easter Sunday, but anyway, do your own research.
Well,
Put Mother Teresa into the search engine. Was she a good person or a bad person? You might be surprised by the results, to be honest.
Are you promoting Nutella? No, I've never. Do you know? I don't think I've ever tried Nutella or Nutella. Is it hazelnuts and chocolate mixed together?
That's it. Well, we're not promoting it because we haven't mentioned it.
It sounds like the sort of thing I could easily get hooked on, particularly with freshly baked bread.
Okay.
As well. Imagine spreading that onto bread straight out of the oven.
I'm only giving the details about the Paris trip if you are coming. If you want to come. So this isn't for those who just want to find out what is happening, because that's the whole point. So if you are coming, if you want to come, I need personal details. I need a contact address. We're setting up a WhatsApp group. So we've got to organise this in a very, organised way. It's a big thing.
Off here. Anyway, right. We'll get some emails out later today to make sure everybody knows. Maybe wants to come, knows the dates.
Oh, maybe not later today.
Well, I think I'll do that, Mrs.
No,
Egan.
no, you don't have to, Steve. It's okay. Oh, let's not do this here.
Oh.
What?
Santorina says, I want to live more than 100 years. Yes, Saturino. Do you know that's my goal? To live to 100. It's like a goal. You've got to have goals in life. And,
I think Saturino says, I want you to live for more than 100 years. And that's for Vitas.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, if you were born in 1961, is anyone watching who was born in 1961?
No, I doubt it.
If they are, then in 2061, assuming I've got this right,
It's a bit. That's going to be really embarrassing, by the way, if you are wrong.
Halley's Comet returns. And we're hoping that it won't be cloudy.
What is Halley's Comet?
It's one of these comets that go around the sun that come every now and then. Some come round, every 20 years, sometimes 100 years, sometimes it's 500 years.
So it comes round every 100 years?
Well, Halley's Comet does, I believe.
Is it Halley's Comet?
Or Halley's or Halley's. Depending on, there's always different ways of pronouncing some of these words. I say Halley's, you say Halley's. Let's call the whole thing off.
Anyway.
I'm not sure where that's from, but yes.
Sorry, can we get to the point? Is there a point to this?
The point is, that's my goal, you see. I want to live to 100.
Okay.
Because then I know Halley's Comet is coming back.
Yes. But what if you're just unable to do anything for yourself?
As long as I'm just sitting in a chair, barely able to express myself, but I can look up.
You need to get those instructions,
Steve.
You need to get those instructions in place, though, because you know what it's like as you get older. All of these things slip away, and you forget, and other things come along. So you might forget all about it, which would be a shame, really. So Steve is hoping on his birthday, apparently. It's going to be really embarrassing if nothing happens. But
I'll have to go somewhere where there is a cloudless sky.
Yes.
Because there was a comet a few weeks ago, wasn't there? That was supposed to be green. There was a comet that you could see with the naked eye.
Okay.
It's funny how they use that phrase, the naked eye, isn't it? That it just means you're not using any artificial telescopes or anything.
Yeah.
You can see something with a naked eye, and you can just see it with your eyes.
Yeah, it's no magnification.
It's just a phrase that we use.
I like my naked eyes, although I never get to show my naked eyes because I have to wear glasses.
But there was a comet. I don't know the name of it. But it was supposed to be green, and you could see it. Just see it with the naked eye, certainly through a pair of binoculars.
They often give them really boring names like M2530, something like that. So it probably was one of those. Yeah,
so anyway, the thing is, every night it was visible. It was visible for about 2 weeks. Every single night here, it was cloudy and we couldn't see it.
Yeah. It's always the way. Always the way.
Tomek says, don't live to 100. Don't live as long as that. You see, you've heard of the phrase, live fast, die young, which they often use for sort of people in rock groups, don't they?
Just rock groups.
Well, live fast, die young.
Yeah.
My philosophy in life is the opposite of that. Live slow and die old.
Yeah, that sounds awful. So it's a bit of a sort of James Dean who lived fast and died young. But you're the opposite.
The opposite of that.
The opposite of James Dean.
Live slow, die old.
Yes,
is my mantra.
Like a giant snail.
I won't achieve any more in those 100 years as somebody who lives fast and dies at 30. They'll achieve as much because they've just done stuff all the time and never slept. I won't achieve any more. I'll just drag it out for a lot longer.
Okay.
Is my aim.
This sounds dreadful.
Just so that I can see Halley's Comet. I don't know whether it'll be worth it. I don't know why. I've got this thing in my head.
What if you're blind?
I could be blind, yes.
What if your eyes are just like lumps, like just snooker balls, and you can't see out of them?
I know, that'll be just... Well, the irony of that, I've lived all that length of time.
You could get the nurse next to your bed to describe it to you. Well, it's very dark, and there's a little light, and it's moving across the sky. Well, thanks for that. I'm so glad that I waited for 100 years for someone to tell me what it looked like when I could probably work that out for myself. Ugh.
Yes, that's it. If you do want to go to the Paris trip,
Yeah.
Mr. Duncan will show his email address.
Yes, I have.
Oh, you've already done it?
Yes.
I missed that. I was concentrating so fiercely on the live chat.
Okay, there it is again. It's now on the screen. It's on the screen now. My email address is on the screen. There it is. There it is. It is yellow text on a red background, and it's on the screen right now. And there it is.
And we'll stick you on the list. And
Well, we're not sticking anyone on lists. What we need is your contact details. We need something that says that you are who you are, and that you're interested in coming to the Paris meetup. So we have to be very careful, because it's not just us that's involved, Steve. It's other people.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to make sure everything is safe and secure.
Safe and secure. We'll be meeting in very public places.
Okay, Steve. Yeah, that's not what I was trying to say, but just it's for everyone. It's for everyone to enjoy. We can have a nice time. We can have a gay time in Paris.
That's going to put everybody off, Mr. Duncan.
No, that's what they say.
They do.
They
yes.
say that Paris is very gay. It's not very gay at the moment. Molotov cocktails and riot police.
Well, I know which restaurant we're not going to.
We're not going to that one that was burning.
That one that Macron likes. It's about the second time they've tried to burn it down, apparently.
Yeah.
It was quite. You could see the owners or people that work there throwing water out of the window onto the awning, wasn't it? The awning.
Yeah. So they didn't
that
really.
was on fire.
I know it was a bit exaggerated, wasn't it? It wasn't really on fire. It was just a little bit of the outside awning that had caught fire. But that's it. They put it out, and everything's all right. And they went back to serving the food.
So what are we doing then? We haven't got long, have we? Because we're going.
Yes, we're going in 10 minutes. It's a short one today. I've got loads of things to do. Horrible week. It's probably the worst week of my life about to take place. So I'm not really up for 2 hours today. We're going to have a little bit of Easter fun. We're going to have a little bit of chocolate. We might go outside and see if we can have a walk. And then we will come back and I will contemplate. I will think about the week ahead as all sorts of unpleasant things happen.
Francesca says, can we play fill in the blanks in Paris?
Yes.
What a good idea.
That's a brilliant idea. I could bring some with me. We could have some games. Maybe we can play I Spy. I spy with my little eye something beginning with E. Steve? Hello?
E?
E. In Paris. We're in Paris.
Ecstasy?
What? So something in Paris that you see. I spy with my little eye something beginning with E.
Erection.
What?
The Eiffel Tower. It's a large erection.
That's it. Well
Yeah.
done. Whew, we got there.
Good.
Eiffel Tower. So that's good, yes. Okay, then I spy with my little eye something beginning with A.
Arc de Triomphe.
Okay, then. This is... okay, then. Patisserie. Patisserie, that's the place. Yes.
I think the Arc de Triomphe's closed at the moment. Is it closed, Lewis?
It has been closed for about the last year and a half because they've been doing all sorts of work. So it's nothing to do with the riots. It's to do with the fact it was covered with wood. It was all boxed in last year. So imagine anyone coming to Paris last year and they wanted to see all of the beautiful things, and they got to the Arc de Triomphe and it was covered in wood. That's not very good.
Board games, says Tomek. Great for practicing English. Yes.
Yes.
You mean like Scrabble or something like that?
That's it.
Or
Monopoly.
Something where you've got to read out a question in English with the answer. Monopoly. That could take up the entire weekend.
That's it. So we can play Scrabble and Monopoly at the same time, and then you will improve your English and also your finances as well at the same time. So I think that's a very good idea.
Are we going to get elegantly wasted in Paris?
I don't know.
It depends what you bring with you.
I might be
You know.
getting elegantly wasted after this live stream.
Sneak something across from Amsterdam, for us all to...
No.
no.
Anyway, you must turn that filter on, Steve. Please turn it on. So we can't do anything illegal in Paris because I like to go there again.
Oh, it'll all be legal.
Well, I don't think drugs are illegal in Paris. You know that, don't
Well,
you?
alcohol's legal.
Yes, well, that's okay.
Yes.
Oh, all right then.
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about today.
You could probably have a shoe, couldn't you, with a heel that's removable, and then you could put all sorts of things in the gap,
Yes,
in the space.
and then fellow inmates at the prison will be putting things in you because you'll be in prison. So no, don't do anything illegal, please.
No, we're only joking.
I have strong family connections with France, and I would like to keep them, please. I would like to go over to France as many times as I can while it still exists, before the before the peasants overthrow the government and they all take over. So we will, yes, that's happening anyway. We will mention it next week as well. We are back next Sunday under happier circumstances, I hope. So we will be back with you next Sunday. Everything almost back to normal. We will see what happens. And we are also approaching the middle of April already.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe how fast this year is going.
And I've done nothing. And
Yes.
yet they say that if you do a lot, time passes quickly. But I've discovered if you don't do very much, it passes even quicker. I don't think actually. I think just it gets quicker as you get older. I don't think not working has actually. Time isn't going any slower.
Oh.
Mind you, it's not like I'm not doing anything.
Okay, who are you talking to?
I'm talking to these lovely people
That's
here.
not so sure what-
I'm being philosophical.
Saturino has a tip for you if you want to live for a long time.
What's that? Drink wine.
Drink a glass of red wine every day.
Right. Okay.
Every day. I personally, I have a little problem with people who live a long time, especially in this country. Now, we do have an obsession with people who live to 100 in this country. We get very excited. If they're 95 or 93, we don't care. But if they get to 100, suddenly we're very interested. And you will even be featured on the news. And quite often, in fact, all the time, if an old person who has reached the age of 100 is being interviewed, they always ask the same question: what is your secret to living to 100? And they always say the same thing. Before I go to bed at night, I always have a glass of whiskey every night before I go to bed. Before I go to bed, I always have a glass of whiskey. Now, I have a feeling that this might be a conspiracy organised by the alcohol companies and elderly people. They're being paid to say that. So the whiskey people will sell more alcohol. That's what I think. I think the whole thing is a conspiracy.
One thing you never hear people, I've never ever heard when somebody has reached a ripe old age, as we say, a ripe old age, we mean somebody who's reached, it's quite elderly, sort of in their 80s, 90s or 100. We say ripe old age. I don't know why, but we do. It's like a fruit that goes ripe, isn't it? It's reached its peak. And you never hear people, somebody reaches 100, what's your secret? You never hear them say, well, I ran an hour every day.
No.
Or I went to the gym every day.
It's always alcohol.
Well, sometimes.
Oh, no, it always is.
But they certainly never do vast amounts of exercise. So I think the secret, I think it's moderation in everything.
Yes.
Which is something we won't be doing in Paris. It'll be the opposite.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's the secret. And I think when you boil down and look at what people do, say that live a long time, they've generally lived a fairly moderate life.
Yeah.
I think, but I don't know. I don't think there is a real. I don't think there are any
You
secrets.
do know, but you don't know.
I think
Okay.
it's luck
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to
and
say.
moderation.
It's
I
nothing
think.
to do with drinking alcohol every day.
It's certainly not taking lots of exercise, which some people become upset because I think that actually ages you.
You never see anyone over a certain age at the gym. Have you noticed that? If you ever go to the gym, you never see anyone over a certain age. I think it's mid-30s, and then you get the occasional person, Steve, who might be middle-aged at the gym. But that's it. The cut-off point is maybe mid-50s. But that's it. After that point, you never see anyone at the gym.
Don't you?
So there is... Yes. Well, you don't see 75-year-olds at the gym. If you've ever seen one, please tell me. But what I'm saying and trying to say is that is not the thing that is helping people live to 100, because none of them ever say going to the gym every day has allowed me to live to 100 years old.
Running marathons.
Instead, they say, I always have a glass of whiskey before I go to bed, which sounds like a terrible idea.
Well, they certainly. They always take some alcohol, don't they?
They always say it. Always. Look it up on YouTube. 100-year-old woman, 100-year-old man, ask them their secret. It's always alcohol. Always.
Well, moderation again. They're not drinking like a bottle of wine a day. They're just having like one glass or something.
Anyway, it's time to go. We are going now. Bye, everyone. No, not
Short
really.
but sweet,
Yes.
as they say. Short but sweet.
Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing you again next Sunday.
We are back next Sunday, and as I said, this week is not the best week for me personally. That's all I'm going to say. But next Sunday, hopefully back to normal, I will have my usual big smile on my face next week, and then we can have a bit of fun next week with the English language. Thank you very much for joining us on Easter Sunday. I hope you've enjoyed this short live stream. I hope it was interesting. I really do hope it was interesting. Do you hope it was interesting?
Well, of course. We
Yes.
don't come on here for nothing.
We both hope it was interesting. We'll see you next Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. This is Mr. Steve
And Mr. Duncan.
saying thank you very much for watching us here, teaching you. Thank you for watching today. And of course, we'll see you next week. Before we go, as usual, we always do what we always do, and that's to wish you well. And of course, are you ready?
Yes.
Ta-ta
Ta-ta
for
for
now.